Tampa Motor Mouth in the zone behind the microphone, all crazy all the time for audio mode. Number 3 for November 3rd, 2012, as a sad follow-up, as Meredith from WFTS tweeted out what happened with that horrible I-75 accident yesterday. That closed I-75 and Fowler. Horrible mess for Friday rush hour commute. All the alternates clogged, just insanity everywhere. What happened was a 20-year-old woman merged into the path of one of the trucks. That one truck, semi-tractor trailer, was trying to get out of the way of hitting her, went into another truck, and that truck went into the side and concrete, which caused the fire, the flames, and unfortunately, sounds like might have caused the death of the second tractor trailer driver. So folks, wherever you are, not just in Tampa Bay, number one, give yourself enough time wherever you're going. I know that's elementary, but seriously, the reason why I see people who are running traffic lights, it's because you haven't given yourself enough time. Number two, drive and use your head, not with what you sit on, aka your buttocks. Don't use your buttocks to drive. You use your head. And so a very, very sad story that drastically affected the rush hour commute yesterday. So great person to follow at Tampa Bay Traffic. Awesome coverage. Meredith has a fantastic sense of humor and just a top-notch traffic report. Okay, so segueing to sports, because normally I'm trying to challenge myself to talk about non-thing sports, but well, yesterday was an interesting day for a baseball off-season / yawn basketball. I'm kind of a fringe, what you would say. I'm a fringe fantasy, and I don't even play fantasy basketball, but with fringe fantasy, I like to fantasy handicap when it comes to the NBA. Out of all the sports, it's the most challenging to try to pick for fun, because Covers.com has free contests that you can register for, and you can play like you're pretend gambling. And out of all the sports, because the NBA is what is called ATS, and for those out there who aren't into fantasy handicapping or whatever they talk about, making the pick for the weekend, just sort of say what ATS means is it's against the spread, wherein the bookmakers at Las Vegas, pick a number that they think one team is going to beat another team by a certain amount of points. It's crazy. I mean, you've seen football crazy. 40-point plus more spreads. And in NBA, you can have anything as small as 1, 1.5, 1.5, 10, 10.5. Craziness. And what you have to do as a part of the contest is to figure out which team is going to score the biggest margin of victory. And that's tough, especially in the NBA. And the other thing, which all sports have some variety of, is over/under. And what that is the bookmakers once again pick a number. For example, in baseball, it's the number of total runs that they think will be scored during games. So let's say 7-5. Then you pick over or under, and the 7-5. So if you pick over, you think it's going to be more than 7.5 runs, and I don't know how you score a half a run, but okay. And then you have under, which means you think they're going to score under 7.5 runs. Now in the NBA, it's the total number of points, like football. So you can have crazy numbers like 191.5. They only split the 0.5 of that. So that's called the hook. That gives the bookmaker so even if you miss it by half a point, oh, sorry, you missed it by half a point, you still miss it by. That's why I fantasy handicap. That's why. Because fantasy handicap, even when you do have a really, 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 really good day, you can win. You can have, let's say, 10 games that you pick from for fun, and then you have an awesome day, you're pumped, you're psyched, you win 8 of those, and then the next day, zilcho, nada, nothing else. So, what can I say? But, anywho, so that's basketball picks and doing that for fun, and didn't quite had a better night actually last night with the over-under than I did with the against the spread. And so here we again tonight. Tonight I'm just doing against the spread, not doing over-under, so we'll see. Didn't have a winning record, but only has about 2 or 3 games, I think, under 500, meaning breaking even. Like if you have 5 and 5, that's 500. Just in case some of you are just like, huh, what is he talking about? Since I know whenever you talk handicapping, even in the fantasy-wise, that is a whole nother language. Okay, so sports. Now, I've been rambling on for 6 minutes here. Last night in sports, it was a rather interesting night. First, of course, you end up having B.J. Upton, who was offered a $13.3 million qualifying offer. He has a week to accept or reject it from Raising. If he rejects it, they get a pick. Hopefully he'll stay, because you look at Crawford, you look at Soriano, and Drew Soriano did get to the ALCS. They got swept out of the ALCS, kids. But he did get the ALCS, but we'll have to see if he's even a Yankee next year or not. We'll have to see if where he tucks and untucks his shirt. And then, of course, Carl Crawford, all the tough season in Boston, and then he turns around, he's a Los Angeles Dodger. So, craziness. Of course, the big news of the day yesterday in sports was a marathon being canceled, and everyone is sort of like, yeah, that's like a week late, duh. Like, okay, logistically, one argument, well, it would be really good for the city, it would get everyone charged up, get everyone back together, get everything focused. But then, okay, you have to look at everything from a logistic point of view, which would be, hello, no power, no sewage, where would everybody stay? If your city is not functioning on a basic, normal level of helping to sustain its citizens, how are you thinking of hosting an event? But then on the other hand, the NFL games going to the Giants and Jets game, or NFL's going to go on, so who knows? It's kind of weird, because you have people going like, okay, well, if they canceled the marathon, how come they're not canceling the NFL game? So that's kind of interesting, too, as well. You cancel one event, but you're not canceling the other event. Huh? Say what? So, who knows? We'll have to see. Then, of course, it's Panic City. The sky is falling. Oh my, OMG. The Lakers are 0-3. OMG. Okay, yeah. Guys, still have a couple games left in the season. Seriously. How about as the Rockets declaw the Hawks 109-102? James Harden, part of that whole crazy trade that went down last week, just out of nowhere. Say, what? Really? Are you kidding? 45 points. That's, even if you're a fringe NBA fan like me, that's like, dude was in beast mode. Seriously. Hornets beat Jazz, Davis hurt, and then, yeah, the probably just what might be, even though I'm seeing that there's concessions now being made. So here we are thinking that the Winter Classic being canceled by the NHL, that's the nail in the coffin. But then there's concessions being made. Say what? Huh? What? Huh? Say what? And then the final one, just to briefly touch on the Red Sox and David Ortiz, a.k.a. Big Pappy, striking $26 million $2 deal. Ooh, I forgot the one that had the biggest buzz. The biggest buzz that buzzed out of my brain but buzzed back into my brain. Do things on the fly. Heard what I did there? Or did things on the fly. Whole evening last night was, marble for Harden. Marble for, Yeah, never mind. Heron. Heron or Heron? I think it's Heron. Dan Heron. I'm giving him a new name. Dan Heron. Marble for Heron. Marble for Heron. No, wait. Actually, never mind. Looks like the cubby is backed out. And Heron, not Heron. Yeah, I can imagine that being like interviewing him and yeah, Mr. Heron. Huh? Dude, it's Heron, not Heron. It's not Heron? No, it's Heron. Not Heron, it's Heron. It's not Heron, it's Heron. Oh, okay. It's Heron? Yeah, it's Heron. Okay. Heron. Shh. Oh, let me tell you what here. Cubs back out. Heron is a free agent. Red Sox scoop him up. My shuffle says, and the last one did show Shu. Didn't find Ryan Wednesday. My shuffle says was Rafael Soriano becomes a closer for the Detroit Tigers. And of course, that has not manifested yet. Not saying my midichlorians are off the scale or anything here. You know what I'm saying? Obscure reference, maybe not. But, what do you know? Could happen. Okay, well, I've reached critical mass for this audio moo. 11 minutes rambling. Probably learn more about fantasy handicapping than you probably wanted to. But that's me. And I'll talk to you next time for number 4 on Sunday. And don't forget to change your clock backs tonight. 2 a.m. unless you happen to be in one of those areas that we protest. We are not merry men and we will not change back our clocks. We don't want to change back our clocks because this is going to be an insane week. This is going to be an insane week. Change back the clocks. So we kind of get a refund on the hour that we lost and grumbled about in the springtime. Well, we get the hour back now. And don't like getting dark earlier. That's not the only thing I don't like about it. I don't like that. But then something might be happening in the U.S. on Tuesday. I think. Maybe. Doesn't look like good weather down here in Tampa either. Yuck. 60% chance rate. Yuck. But anyway, that's it for me. You are still you. Thank you all for actually listening to this whole 12 minutes of me rambling nonsensically, because that's what I do best. Ramble in the nonsensical type style. Everyone's got to have their shtick, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Ciao for now, and talk to you again. And that's only twice I managed to say goodbye. So that's pretty good for me, because usually it's about 6 or 7 times.